All right. And so today will be the day one of our small account challenge. Actually, it's more so day two, because here is our trader view. And if we go over here, we did trade yesterday. However, we overtraded 31 trades. Um, we're $47 positive before commissions, but because we overtraded, we ended up spending so much in commissions that we're actually down 70 on that on day one. So go with that in mind, we come into day two and we're like, okay, we're not overtrading today. So we only take 5 trades today. Four winners and a loser. Loser's only $1, so it's not bad. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to take this time to go over my trades of the day and potentially learn something. So, we're gross 61 on the day, and then after commissions, we are up $51. So that's today. Um, let's pull up the recording and start going through this. All right. So, let's see, what spot do I have marked out? All right. Um, Here we are. So, right from the beginning, it is 9:30. Market opens in 15 seconds. And usually, what I like to do is get up at um, 5 o'clock because I'm on the West Coast. So I get up at 5 o'clock and look at trades, or look at the gap scanner and determine if it's gonna be a $100 day or a $50 day. So um, what ends up happening here is I actually slept in till 6 today, my time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern time. And so I only had 30 minutes to do my analysis for the day. And what this meant was that I actually ended up taking no pre-market trades, which I don't usually do. And what ends up happening is right about here, I'm like, it's almost market open. I have no trades today, and the gap scanner is not looking too good because of what happens to GameStop. GameStop dropped a lot today. And so, and over the past couple of days. But because of that, the market is kind of taking a break from this little hot streak we're in. And so let me go back on that. I have this notepad. It's my scalping strategy for the next little bit with the small account challenge. And basically, I'm limiting my share size to a max of 500 shares under $5. And then after hitting my goal, I just walk away. I'm not trading past my goal. And so this goal was initially set at $100 this morning, and then I brought it back down to $50 right before market open. So from there, I pull it aside, close it. I'm like, okay, $50 was the goal. And market opens, and one thing I would like to note is that these two boxes right here, one of them is my halt scanner, and one of them is the high-day momentum scanner. Uh, and these are scanners from Warrior Trading because I'm a student at Warrior Trading. And yeah, so I have the scanners right there, the high day and the halt scanner. I have it inside the recording, just for my benefit when I can go back and see, oh, was this stock off the high day momentum scanner? If so, was it a low float, good volume, that sort of thing. That's why I have those there. So here we are at open, and we're not really looking at anything so far because MBRX is the leading gapper, and it's kind of fading right now. We have DVAX in this order entry window because it was a stock that did very good yesterday. It just kind of here, let me pull it up. Let's see here. DVAX. Basically yesterday it just kind of grinded up all day long, and then it held its levels in pre-market, and so I was watching it to see if it would break 1170 area, but it also sells off at the very beginning, so we can close that. So yeah, that's why that's there. So let's go to our first trade. Our first trade is at 340. Okay. Our first trade is on HOL, which was also on the gap scanner. I think it was the third leading gapper. And we're watching this over, so it just did its a 1 minute opening range breakout. So there was an entry possible at 1510, but I wasn't watching it then. And so what ends up happening is the stock tops out at 1540, and it comes back down from its highs on this candle. And I actually get in on this candle, which was actually a mistake. I should have gone in on the following candle because uh, if there was if the if the candle was only 30 seconds in and this move happened, I'd be fine getting in now. So what ends up happening is I get in. I'm looking at 24 here. And I see a burst of green here and a burst of green here, and so I hit the I punch the buy button. And so I'm a little early on this move because as you can see it instantly sells off to 15 flat. And I'm watching the bid right here. I'm watching the bid very closely, seeing that the 21 and the 18 are not breaking down. So it's holding up, and so that's why I'm holding here. If the 15 looked like it was about to break, I'd be selling for like a $20 loss, $25 loss. So I'm in here, and I'm looking, I'm waiting, and honestly, I should have gotten in on the next candle after this one, because this candle had made its big move from 1480 to 1540, pretty much uncontested. So when it pulled back, it needed to be contested a little bit underneath its highs. So here it goes for 1450 again, or 1540, and you can see there's a hidden seller there. Orders are going through, and nothing's breaking. So the second we see it break, I think we sell. We sell half. So we're waiting, we're seeing, and we have our hands on the right now we have our hands on the sell all at the bid hotkey just in case this hidden seller does not break and we have to sell for break even. So that's where our hands are right now. So it breaks up to 48 and we sell half at 49, no fill, and then sell at 47. We get half filled at 47, and we should have technically, what we should have done is we should have realized this stock is very crowded with hidden sellers, and so these big order hidden sellers, and we should have sold all at the top there, and that's just my bad. That's just not, I wasn't thinking about that at the time. But looking back on it, there was a lot of hidden sellers in this stock, and we should have been selling at the top. Or so basically right here, we're looking to get out break even with our last little bit of position. And if we can't get out break even, we'll sell at the 15 break. So what ends up happening is this actually stops me out at 15. It teases like it's about to go back up to 1540, and that instantly comes back down to 15. And right here, we see the bid getting smaller, and we get out at 15. So you get out at 15, and it drops to 1480 instantly. Yeah. So that's the first trade. Looking at the next trade, that is at 13, 15. Alright, so the next trade is on AREC. So AREC, let's look at the chart when we pull it up. Let's see. Okay, so this had broken up to 60, and the pre-market high is actually 65. So what we're looking for here is a break of 60 all the way up to 75, and from there, the break of 75 could go up to 80, 90 area. And so we're looking at that. And so on this candle, I believe it's this candle, we get in for the break of 360 with I think pretty decent size. So let's look at this. So we get in at 55, anticipating the break of 60. It's consolidated underneath this level for quite a few minutes, so now we're looking at the break of 360 on this candle. It's coming up, 58. You know what? I'll just let myself be the commentary to this because I think I do talk through a lot of my trades. There we go. So I'm looking for 70. Couldn't get the sell at 68, so got out at 66. There we go. The reason I sold at 66 was because it broke up to 70 on the ask, but no orders at 70 actually went through. And as you can see on the chart, it actually tops out at 68. So even though there was 70 on the ask, nobody actually was buying up there at 70. So I had to sell at the bid there at 66. From there, our next trade uh, is right after actually. So it had just broke 60, our high of day, and now our high of day is 68. This still looks good for a break to the pre-market high at 75. So we're still looking at this. We bring our share size down because of that kind of false break-ish type movement there. So we bring our share size down to 125, and we're looking for the break of 68 up to 75. So again, early entry at 60, looking for 68. This way, if it double tops at 68, we already have 5 cents of profit. So you see how it's struggling up there and instantly back down to 60? So it's not getting up to 75. It is not going to get up to 75. It got up to 71, instantly flushed back down to 60, our entry. And yeah, it doesn't have enough momentum behind it. Even though the volume's there, there's a lot of sellers up here looking to sell it down. And people who get in for the break of 68, getting in at 68, being down 8 cents right away is scary. So a lot of them are trying to sell the second it gets back up to their entry. So there's a lot of selling pressure at the top here. So I get out 71, I believe. It goes back up one more time. I'm looking to sell right here. It's not breaking. Get out at 71. All right. So we're up 33 now, and we have like 17 bucks left to our daily goal. So that's a nice two trades. So we have, let's see, our next thing on this list is a dip buy that we missed right here on HOL. So the reason I say that on AERC is the volume on these red candles is significantly it's significant enough to have this move to 370 kind of be dead, and we're really close to VWAP, so we're actually looking for a flush on VWAP on AREC, and so that's why I don't think I actually come back to the stock until later today when it looks like it's bouncing off VWAP. So here is HOL. HOL, we're looking for this flush right here. See how it's instantly flushing, like 15 cents a share? So right here, we are looking at this for a dip buy with 125 shares. And what ends up happening is the time it takes me to change my order to the bid, it actually the dip is kind of done. And so I missed the dip buy, and I also hesitate quite a little bit on it. So I see some traders would get in there at 14.50. Some traders would get in there at 14.50, expecting, oh, it already dipped 50 cents a share. I think that's significant enough. It looks like it's holding up the bid. I'll get in here. But what I end up doing is I wait for this bid to come down. So I wait for the bid to come down, and it's starting to come down. I change it to the bid, and I'm actually looking for this to 14.30, 14.20 area. Comes down to 14.40, 14.35, and I'm like, hold up. It is now 9.45, which means that the volatility bands for halt levels have halved in size. So the volatility band should be about 10%, and 10% of 15, where it was a second ago, that's $1.50. And if you subtract that from 15, that's like 13.50-ish area. And we're at 14, low 14s. And so I'm worried about that downside of halt here. That's why I hesitate on the dip buy entry. Is because if short sellers notice that this can be halted to the downside, they'll start to short it very heavily at this area. And this could go into a downside halt. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, it's kind of bouncing off this area from the previous flush, but I am hesitating because of that risk of downside halt. I think I say that too. I'm like opening up to level 2, and I'm like, where is the LULD level? I don't see it. So let's look here. Yeah, so AREC goes through volume weighted average price, and it actually bounces back up. So, but because of these huge wicks, I don't see any entry. Yeah, because last time it false broke to 68 and flushed back down to 48. So I don't. AREC looks untradeable to me right now. And so we end up turning to, let's see here. Second to last trade is on Lizzie, right here. Okay. So Lizzie comes up on the high day momentum scanner. It was on our watch a little bit earlier in the day when it did this move. So we're watching this, and our order is at 85. We're waiting for it to get closer to the psychological level of 5 for a safer entry. Because right now it's up 4 candles in a row, 40 cents without a pullback. But the second we see this 12,000 share order go away or come down, that's when we hit the buy button for a little quick scalp. Unfortunately, we got filled at 83 when we wanted to be in at 80. So because of this, we have to actually take off our profit instantly. Once it's up to 87, I take it off. Even though actually this ends up coming up to like 480, 490, 495, I had to take the profit off because I was 3 cents into my entry. So up 37, $13 away from our goal. Let's see here. Final trade is on AREC for a break. Oh, what's it called? A bounce off of the VWAP. So let's go over to. Okay, so what ends up happening here is we're watching AREC over 50. It had just bounced off VWAP, and we're looking for this over 50. What ends up happening is, and we have an order at 55, just so that if it does come up, if it breaks 50, we can get in at 52, the other level of interest. So we're looking at this 52 line and hoping it comes up to, not hoping, but waiting to see if it comes up to 52 so we can get in for the move to 68, 70. What ends up happening is it breaks over 50 and I miss my order at 55. And this candle tops out at 58. So I'm like, okay, I missed it. I missed the move. Okay, I missed it. So I go over to Lizzie. There's nothing there either. So I come back to AREC, and there it goes 65 now. I missed that. But I know that this candle is about to end. It's the high volume green candle. And this next candle has potential from 65 up to the highs. So I'm getting in here. Wait for it. Getting in here at 65. Looking for the move back up to 68, 70, 73. And then once we break our pre-market high of 75, I sell. So I sell at 78 or 77, and we're up 51 on the day. So from here, that's where I call it a day because I can't afford to trade past my daily goal at this moment because of the risk of losing it all. So whenever I'm up my daily goal, I just take that off the table and wait for tomorrow morning to do it all over again. So yeah, we're up 51 on the day, a good start, and hopefully market conditions turn around after this whole GameStop stuff is over, and we can start putting our goal back at 100 a day. Alright, so that'll be all for day 1/2 of this small account challenge, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.